Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we got an update today from Flysky for the PL18 Ultra, and this one brings in a whole bunch of bug fixes. So funnily enough, we ain't got a changelog on the site, but we've got a changelog on Flysky RC's Facebook page, so I can have a look at that for you and tell you what's actually changed. But let's bring you in, take you through the steps of upgrading this, and hopefully we don't run into any problems. So first off, you're going to want to get your PL18 transmitter, and the PL18 Ultra this is. You're going to have some kind of PC, whether it's Windows or Mac. For me, I would lean towards doing it on a Windows PC, purely because you've got the option of downloading the actual files and doing the update as separate. I wouldn't use assistance for doing the update, but you do need assistance for doing the actual memory backups. So first off, we're going to browse to flysky-cn.com. I will put this in the description below. If you click on products, scroll down, you'll find your PL18 Ultra. So we can click on this. Scroll down to downloads and upgrades. On here is usually where you would find the changelog. They have updated the manual, so that's been updated on the 10th of September. And it looks like this updates from the 10th of September too. We've got version 2.2.18, and we've got the standard normal power firmware with the longer battery life, or the FCC with a slightly higher power output and the shorter battery life. For me, I'm just going to use the standard because I've never had a problem with range on any of these. You've also got a link to Assistant on the PC and Assistant on the Mac. But these update files are for PC only, so unless you've got an emulator on your Mac or you've got something installed like Boot Camp and dual boot in your Mac, you'll need a Windows machine to run the actual update. Changelog wise, basically it says it's a revolutionary firmware for the PL18 Ultra, unleashes potential of your transmitter with latest upgrades, highlight. So we've got sail-driven boat mode, added dedicated support for sail controls, with sail angle functions, enhanced curve editing for XP1 and 2, plus 3-point assignment for throttle pitch and mix curves. We've got smarter RF setup, so custom receiver type, channel count, including 4-channel ultra-low latency mode and anti-jamming modes. Multi-receiver binding now supports secondary telemetry and flexible receiver configurations. So GPS zeroing, merge distance and height and reset, assignable switches, streamlined UI, improved alarm settings, idle up range control and stick calibration with feedback. There's a bug fix, so smoother USB simulation performance and more. And it does say backup using Assistant. Make sure you've got the latest version and recalibrate your sticks afterwards. So what we're going to do is, I like to create a folder on the desktop, Assistant V3. In this folder we've got a PL18 Ultra folder, and what I've started doing now is making a folder for old updates. So I move any old update into there, leaving the root of this folder for all those new files. So we're going to go to flysky-cn.com. We're going to click on products. We're going to click on the PL18 Ultra, downloads and upgrades. I'm going to download the actual firmware, so I want the standard version. So I'm going to go to my desktop, Assistant, PL18 Ultra, and I'm going to save my update into there. Once we've got that saved, we can minimize this. We can open our Assistant. Then we're going to get our Flysky USB-C cable, plug it into our transmitter, make sure it's connected to your PC. We'll get the device online. You can see the screen on the actual transmitter changes, so you can have it as charge or online. Click online and make sure it's connected. We can click into it on Assistant. We can go to Export, Load Models. Now for this, I've only got one, but it depends what you've got set up, because I've been playing around with that on HTX. But you can click one at a time, or you can click all. And if you have another page, it'll come down here and you can select move across. We can click export. Again, it's going to ask you where do you want to save it. So for me, I go desktop, assistant, look for my PL18 Ultra folder, and I just save my update into there. And that's backing up our model memories. You get a message saying model file exported successfully. Then we can close Assistant down. So I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to go back to my PL18 Ultra folder, and you can see in here we've got the backup now of his model memories, and we've got the actual update 2.2.18. So I'm going to go across to the transmitter. I'm going to click on our menu. I'm going to click General. I'm going to scroll down and we get to TX Firmware Update. I'm going to select that and select Yes. You hear the Windows sound and you get the different screen on the actual transmitter. Leave it till it's finished doing it. It's putting it in the actual mode. Then we're going to open the updater software. So for this, you can see it's detecting the transmitter. It says ready for update. We're on firmware 2.1.11. So if you don't put the transmitter into update mode, it sometimes still shows up in here, but when you press update, it'll fail instantly. If the transmitter is in update mode, it'll start doing the update. And I much prefer doing it through the actual updater software. It is so much quicker than doing it through Assistant. I've tried doing it through Assistant and took between 15 and 25 minutes depending on the transmitter, and that's 15 or 25 minutes that you can disconnect the controller accidentally, the computer can crash, you can lose power. It's just far too long, and if the Assistant software crashes, it can semi-brick your transmitter. They are all recoverable, but depending on how IT literate you are, it can be an absolute pain, and it causes me a lot of pain because a lot of people message me saying please help me fix my transmitter, which I will do as much as I can. But again, it depends how IT savvy you guys are, whether you can actually even follow me instructions to bring your transmitter back. But doing it this way, it usually only takes 2 or 3 minutes. It's so much quicker. We're already on 46%, and it does say on the screen actually programming flash, so you can tell what point it's up to. But yeah, definitely keeping me busy, Flysky, lately. I'm trying to work through doing all these transmitters. I've got a good bit of the way through the ST16, I think. But yeah, we're still getting crazy amounts of firmware updates and new exciting features. Just been doing the video on the FS IBTA01. Got to get to grips with that. The new 8-channel transmitter with full light controlling and everything. Fantastic for crawlers. But yeah, exciting times, lots of new stuff, and we've also got quite a lot happening with HTX as well, so it's quite interesting to see what's happening from the HTX team. And then obviously we got Flysky doing updates. It's quite a good time to be into RC. The amount of sort of options we've got now with control of RC cars rather than just servos. I know the flight controllers have made sort of flying the helicopters and planes a lot more accessible to people. The only time I've flown was when we had fly bars, and yeah, you'd got to be on it constantly. You could never let go of the controls. But with flight controls, it's more like flying a drone. If you want it to be, you can just let go and flick a switch and it'll just hover midair. Definitely makes it more accessible to a lot more people. But with this, we're already at 72%. So as I say, it's just a lot quicker. And for me, whenever you're doing a firmware update, the quicker it can complete, the less chance you've got of anything bricking the transmitter. I don't like to skip these bits, just in case somebody's watching and they're worried. They can watch the video at the same time as they're doing their update, and they can see exactly how long it takes. I've had numerous people contact me and say thanks ever so much for that, especially when you get to a part where it seems like it's paused and you're questioning whether it's crashed. And obviously a firmware update, you do not want to disturb it unless you really have to. But yeah, I've had numerous people contact me and say thanks for just doing the video as it is and not skipping these bits. And you get to listen to my incessant waffling while we're doing it. But we're almost done now. We're at 80%. If anybody's wondering, this is a Lenovo Legion Go. I think they're just about to bring the new one out, the Go 2. I think unfortunately when this come out it was around about £500 in UK, and the Go 2, although it's slightly more powerful, it's now at £1,400 I think. Which, yeah, at £550 it makes it a fantastic little portable computer. Does do everything. It's a full Windows 11 machine, but yeah, you get to £1,400, you may as well buy a laptop. Not sure what they were thinking with price at new one. Well, currently at 87%, so almost done. And from memory, they usually get a bit of a 90 and then sort of jump to end its verifying flash now. Yep. Managed to get to about 94 and then it sort of jumps all the way to 100. So, we have our transmitter restarted. So, on it now, it'll ask you what mode you want to set. So you can set your actual mode. Then it'll tell you to calibrate all your sticks. So we can go into that. Put sticks in the center. So center everything. Let's just check, because I'm kind of looking sideways across this. So once you've centered all your sticks, click calibrate. So now we move the sticks to the full extent of their travel. And this is, I kind of like that they're forcing this, because it's one of the things that I have had a lot of people sort of message me saying I've updated my transmitter and now I've only got so much percent steering or so much percent throttle, and it's just because they've not run through calibration. So you get a calibration successful. Update the RF, so it'll update the actual transmission module to match the new firmware. Then we can start using. We've got the failsafe warning, so we can go to setup. And you can set the failsafe however you want. So we need to restore as model. For this, we're going to go on assistant. So we're going to close that down. Open Assistant back up, and just remember, don't have Assistant and the update program running at the same time. So we've got this transmitter showing online. We can click on this. If you notice, before this update, the details didn't populate in the transmitter side. They are now. So we can go to Import, Load Model Memory, go back to your desktop, Assistant v3, and then your PL18 Ultra. Click on your backup, click Open. It shows you what you're backing up or what you're importing. So we can click that to tick them all. You press that to add. You can press up and down to rearrange them, and then just press OK. And we should now get the model memory transferred back to our transmitter. So it does say imported successfully. We can click off that. We can close Assistant. And if we look on this transmitter now, we've got our model back as it was, all fully set up. So yeah, not seeing any issues with this update. Looks like as menus are all showing correctly. Not got anything weird happening with it. As alarms are now all in one place. But yeah, looks like it's a successful update. Don't seem to be getting any weirdness. There were no issues with the actual transmitter itself doing the update. If we go to set up a new model, so we got helicopters, robots, a whole bunch of different planes, tanks, excavator, truck. I'm liking this. Quite a few different boats, and the sailboat. So yeah, looks like we got quite a lot that we can play with on this now. Change its drive type and everything, and then all those different options. So yeah, overall I think this has been a pretty good update. I do like the screen on the PL18 Ultra. I love the layout of it. I have got it turned right down brightness wise at minute, just because it reacts better with video. But yeah, let's wrap this one up. So there you have it, the firmware update for the PL18 Ultra. We're now on 2.2.18. I did give you a breakdown of the changelog in there. It will be worth downloading the new manual because it'll have all the instructions in for all the new features. But yeah, shaping up to be a really nice transmitter this. A lot of options there for all different vehicles. Does mention that only sailboats were added, but this seems to be a lot more added than the last firmware I had, so whether I missed a firmware or not, definitely seems more options there. And it seems really smooth, the UI on it now. But yeah, I were running early firmware on mine when I first got it. I think I've done one update since. But yeah, thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.